Hey guys, Top Tier Gaming here, coming at you with some games of Lunalight and a deck profile of it. So this is sort of like my second or third draft of this deck. It's a pretty interesting deck. It has some really cool like OTK potential, and I think it's a fun deck overall. Nothing too top tier, but a really fun deck, and has some, I guess, potential to be good if it gets anything released later on. So just a quick deck profile. 3 of the White Rabbit. It's sort of like a debris dragon. It extends your plays. It can also bounce back row, which is nice. 3 Black Sheep, sort of like the best one. It searches polymerization, and when used as a fusion material, it adds 1 back from your graveyard or extra deck to your hand, which is really good because it's not once per turn, so you can kind of keep spamming it and not lose all your advantage, even though you're playing a very expensive card like polymerization that wastes through a lot of resources. So Black Sheep helps with that. 3 Tiger. It works with Blue Cat because you can sort of loop them so that you don't die. It's pretty good because when it's in the pendulum zone, you can bring back Black Sheep and keep using Black Sheep's effect when used with polymerization to keep recycling your Lunalight monsters, which is good so that you don't run out of resources. 3 Wolf, she's sort of like the Miracle Fusion. You just put her in the Pendulum Zone and she's just a Miracle Fusion for free. Sort of ridiculous, and makes Panther Dancer and Leo Dancer a lot easier than just using polymerization, so she's incredible for the deck. 3 Blue Cat. She pretty much makes a lot of the OTK happen. If you special summon her, she doubles one of their attacks, so you can give that to Cat Dancer and then attack all their monsters, and you pretty much win. She can also, when she's died, she specials like Tiger, or really anyone you want. But she is pretty much one of the best monsters in the deck. The best one is definitely Black Sheep, though. This version is playing 3 Max C. My first version did run Card of Demise, which is better going first. And I was testing that because, you know, it can help when you go first and you have a really bad hand, but it's just probably better to play Max C since you want to go second so you can just win next turn, and Max C is just a really good card for going second and getting to your combo pieces because you do kind of need them for this deck. I'm not playing Crimson Fox or the Butterfly. I don't feel that they're good enough in helping the deck do what it does. Crimson Fox is okay because she helps with OTKing. If you make one of their monsters have 0 attack, you can definitely easily OTK over that monster, but she really doesn't do much else. And the Butterfly I just don't feel is good enough to run. So I just play the ones I feel are strong enough, which is the 5. Run 3 of each of them because they all work together. 3 Tenki, self-explanatory, search them. Perfume's really good because it can search Wolf when it's in the graveyard, and Wolf isn't searchable by Tenki. It's also an easy way to special summon the Blue Cat. 2 Fusion Recovery just helps extend your play. Is really broken because you can just keep going with this card. 3 Poly, you definitely need that. Double Twin Twister because back row is incredibly annoying. 3 Reincarnation Dance. This card's amazing, and it's one of the reasons I saw potential in this deck. Pretty much if any monster you control dies by battle or card effect, you can add 2 Lunalight monsters from deck to your hand. If you resolve this card and they don't kill you that turn, you usually win because you just get the last pieces you need. 3 Horn of the Phantom Beast. I like this card. Some people don't. I've seen in the builds. It is sort of slow, but this deck is definitely not always fast by any means, even if you're playing the straight OTK version. So I like this card. It's also really good in tandem with your any of the fusions because you can just keep attacking and draw a lot of cards. 1 Warning, 3 Fiendish Chain. Extra deck, 3 Cat Dancer, 2 Leo Dancer, 2 Panther Dancer, very self-explanatory. Big Eye, Flare Metal, you can make it with 2 Cat Dancer, Felgrand, 2 Panther Dancer. And it's possible to make these because Light Tiger, Lunalight Tiger can special summon the fusions. Costello, Diamond Dyer, Honor Arc, and pretty much you play a rank 2. I chose this one, and Levier because you can make it with 2 Tigers. So yes, so now I'm just going to get into some of the games and sort of explain them. So first game, we have versus like the Blue Eyes Max Dragon thing it summons. So pretty good hand with Card of Demise. Can set you up quite easily if you don't have everything, and I went first. This is the first version I was playing with Card of Demise, so it's not the deck profile I just showed you. I make a couple misplays in this game because I was still getting used to the deck, but The Blue Eyes Max Dragon doesn't really do anything to this deck because this deck can easily get over 4,000 attack and can just, I don't know, go off. And after this turn, I'm about to make a lot of plays, and it won't really matter if he summons the dragon, which he does, because the next turn I'm just going to kind of go off and OTK him. With the help of triple Tenki, kind of nice. There, just boost Panther's attack to an incredibly high number. Just spam the field. This version was also playing that over one of the polymerizations. It has a little bit more to it sometimes, but polymerization overall is more consistent. And yeah, here I'm just gonna attack over his monsters and go for a game. Doesn't matter how many monsters they summon because Panther Dancer can attack them all as they come out, take a lot of damage, and he's done. Okay, so next game, it's versus, again, the Blue Eyes Max Dragon thing. Played against quite a bit of that. Didn't open as amazing as last time. I don't believe, this version's running Max C, I believe. So yes, very nice setup is when Blue Cat gets destroyed and you search Reincarnation, you can kind of just keep going. Probably a incredibly explosive field is about to happen. When you have a lot of monsters in polymerization, you usually can just make a lot of monsters, and Rabbit's going to be able to summon the Blue Cat. Blue Cat's going to increase the attack of Panther Dancer, and Panther Dancer is easily going to attack over the Sonic Bird twice and just OTK. The deck is incredibly good at OTKing. It's not super hard to do with the help of cards like Fire Formation Tenki that can search whatever you need. Rabbit is an incredible debris dragon for the deck because just summoning Black Sheep is really important so that you don't lose any advantage when you're summoning all of these monsters. So I'm playing against Blackwings. It seems like an interesting variant. Don't know if it's optimal or not. I haven't seen really any new Blackwing decks, but I know they got a card that's recently like a Towers or something like that. They have a lot of new Synchro monsters and new support, so I guess he's playing that. Gale is currently obliterating my the attack points of my Cat Dancer. There it is. There's the big one that has recently come out. I'm just going to take the damage, and Horn of the Phantom Beast still able to get over the Gale and draw a Tiger, which is going to be helpful for summoning that Black Sheep back from my graveyard. Horn of the Phantom Beast again drawing a card. And which is what's nice about Horn of the Phantom Beast. It does net you some advantage that you might not have gotten before. Overall, really strong card, I think, even though it is relatively slow. You're not going to have the OTK every time, and it makes the deck work better. There's some misplays I did. I could have OTK'd a couple of these turns, and I didn't because I just didn't realize it. Again, I was relatively new with the deck, but in the end it won't matter because the deck has a lot of ways to OTK. There was a misplay. If I had summoned Black Sheep, I probably could have OTK'd. I had a plan when I was playing it, and I just didn't do it. So Valu's going off. He swings over the Cat Dancer. Don't know if it was the best choice because it gives me what I want. Or swinging over the Tiger. I don't know if this was the best choice because I can just summon a fusion from my graveyard. And with the help of Black Sheep, I'm just going to make Leo Dancer, who is sort of like a Towers in her own respect. And she can usually, if you summon her, you probably win the game. She obliterates fields and does a lot of damage, even when she's not bumped up by Blue Cat. So I'm playing against, I don't even know, the Morphage cards. And I have a pretty slow opening, nothing too special, a lot of trap cards, so I can't go off. But that's fine because I'm going first. I was hoping he would kill the Cat Dancer so I can resolve the good card, Reincarnation Dance, but he strikes the effect of Cat Dancer, which is really nice so I can get the cards I need. Just make another one with the easy Miracle Fusion. And now I'm pretty much set up. I have more advantage, and I have a card that is relatively hard to get over. And if he didn't kill the board, I was just going to OTK or do a lot of damage. Wolf's effect on field involves piercing damage, which if I had activated the effect of Panther Dancer, I would have done a lot more damage. Or at least 1,000 more, not a lot more. But usually if you bring her on field and they have defense position monsters, you can just win with Panther Dancer's effect. And warning is Pendulum Summon, and that's pretty much the end of that game. Here I'm playing against a cool deck. I actually liked this deck. It's like Dynamis Karakuri, and pretty much you can make a lot of Burritos with the effect of the Karakuri monsters. And at the end you special summon a Strategist and draw 2 cards. It seemed really cool, but unfortunately for him I'm playing a OTK deck that can pretty much OTK over almost anything. Especially when I open relatively decent like this. Rabbit easily taking back whatever the back row was. It was a Twin Twister, so it didn't really matter, but it could have been something devastating. Cat Dancer's going to activate, or Blue Cat's going to proc on Cat Dancer, and it's just going to inflict 2,000 twice over each Burrito, which is definitely enough for game. And that is the game right there. So next is against Magicians. I don't think the deck has enough to be competitive. A Magician just seems sort of like a fun deck for now, but I think it could get cards eventually. I don't really know. The cards are definitely adorable though, which is fine by me. Panther Dancer gets Book of Moon. It's awful. Cat Dancer would be fine because she can't be destroyed by battle, but Panther Dancer being destroyed is quite easy if it's in a defense position. But I have Wolf in my hand, so I could easily make a Leo if it dies. However, unfortunately, it's destroyed by Black Magician of Chaos, so it gets banished, and Wolf cannot make Leo Dancer, which would have instantly won the game. But it really doesn't matter in the end because I'm just going to Polymerization into that. Special summon Panther Dancer, and once I do that, I can activate the effect and easily swing over all his monsters and inflict enough damage. I would have done a huge amount of damage. I could have done probably 16,000 or more that turn. Just the OTK potential of this deck is incredibly high. And the last game I'm playing against Metalphosis. Pretty interesting deck. This was the version using Cards of Demise. I show both versions because they're both, I think, optimal, or like not optimal, but they're both viable options. One's better at going first and setting up a field that can probably net you enough advantage to survive and do well the next turn. And Maxi can just be a very blowout going second. If they activate it, you can just stop their plays or get your combo pieces to kind of just OTK them the next turn, which is incredibly easy. This version was also playing Crimson Fox, I think her name is, which puts his monster's attack to 0, and I can easily OTK. Cat Dancer, it's pretty much all you need because when Blue Cat special summoned, it's going to be huge. And easily specialed by Perfume, and he scoops it up. So those were the games. I hope you guys enjoyed. Lunalight is an interesting deck. I think it has some potential, but definitely nothing too competitive for now. So I hope you guys enjoyed. This was Top Tier Gaming. Bye, YouTube.